The tile has finally arrived for the Thirsty Whippet pub, and it has far exceeded my expectations. It's so much more gorgeous in person than it was online, so I can't wait to show you what it looks like. I've also answered a big question that I've had since we moved in here in the music room, and this week I finally got my answer, and I also have a very exciting announcement about a very special event that we will be hosting here at the Manor, so make sure you stay till the end of the video to find out what that is. And if you're enjoying our videos, don't forget to hit the subscribe on our YouTube channel, The Ladysmith Manor Diaries, to ensure that you see all our videos when we first put them out. But first, let me show you what we've been up to this week. So the tile for the pub has finally arrived, and I just love it. It has got all the colors I wanted in it. It's got the blue that obviously matches or goes with our blue walls. It's got the gold in it that obviously complements our gold ceiling rose and the crown molding. It's got this real wood color. So this area here, it really kind of ties in with our wood that we've got on the benches. And then it's got a little bit of green, which I really like, just brought in another color. But I just love them. I saw them online. As always, I never know what you're gonna get. But when they arrived, I was just thrilled. So we have started laying them out to really see where they're going to go, because they're going to be underneath the fireplace here in the pub. And so I just wanted kind of the 9 tiles to be a square on the floor, and then we'll put the wood floor up to that, so it really has that nice contrast, but it really gives that fireplace mantle a real feature to the room. And so we've laid out the 9 tiles, and it just looks fantastic. I am so pleased with it. And I just love also how the things like the chandelier, the glass in the chandelier also ties everything in with that kind of gold in it. So this weekend we are planning on getting the rest of the floor laid, and then we'll be able to show you what it kind of all looks like together. And then by laying the floor, we can then finish the rest of the trim, get that painted. And it's been a bit slower than we'd like to, but it's coming together, and it's going to be an exciting couple of months as we see all the kind of finishing touches come together. With the ceiling rose now painted its metallic gold, it was time to get it up on the ceiling. So the ceiling rose is now up, and it looks so great against the dark ceiling, and with the crown molding as well, it's going to really make a great statement in the pub here. Now all we need is the chandelier. So our chandelier has not quite made it up yet. It's here on the floor still. We're waiting for a piece so we can attach it, but I think the colour of this glass is going to look fantastic with the ceiling rose. Our music room is still a work in progress, but there's been one big question that I've been trying to answer since we moved into the Manor about the music room, and without the answer to that question, I could never put the music room together. But this week, I have finally got my answer. So our music room has had different furniture in it at different times. I've always loved the 2 chairs and the table in the window, and once we get curtains, we have our beautiful wallpaper, but this big space in the middle has always been a huge question for me, because we have our grand square piano, which has to go in this spot. We cannot move it, it's too big, it's too heavy, doesn't fit anywhere else, so that has to stay. And so I've been trying to figure out, since we moved in, what piece of furniture should go here in front of the fire. Should it be a couch? How big should it be? Should it be chairs? And I've gone back and forth, we've put different furniture in at different times, and I've never been able to decide until now, because this week we picked up 2 chairs that I think are going to work really well. So these are the 2 chairs that we picked up at the auction this week, and I think they're perfect for this space in terms of size. They need reupholstering. I think I'm going to do it in a beautiful velvet, probably a teal or a really nice rich color. But the chairs themselves are in great shape. They're actually very comfortable to sit on. And the big thing about this space is that they've got enough presence to feel like they're not lost in the room, but they're not too big that they're overpowering. And so we're going to add a nice little coffee table between the two so that you can put your cup of tea or your cup of coffee on there. We will change the rug, I think, to a slightly different one. The trunk will be a different, I think I might put an ottoman or something else there. And then we're going to be adding lots more decor, pictures, all sorts of stuff, curtains. But without these two pieces of these chairs, I just really couldn't finish the design for the rest of the room. So I'm so excited that we've now got the pieces that will fit here. They're also not too high at the back because I didn't want the chair or the couch to be so big that it felt like it was overpowering, and also that it wasn't too high that you could still see the fire from this reception room end. So these are perfect. So the next job is to get them reupholstered, and then I can start putting all the final details in the music room. Hendrix is enjoying his favorite spot in this room, right in front of the fire. I always remember my mum and dad taking my brother and I on a vacation when I was about 12 to America and Canada. And we flew into San Diego, we drove all the way up to Alert Bay, which is on the northeast tip of Vancouver Island. And I will never forget that trip. It opened my eyes to such an amazing big world. And I will always be grateful to my mum and dad for taking us on that adventure, because in a strange way, it kind of felt like I was home. And I remember standing there and thinking, I'm gonna live in North America. And so when I was 18, I saw an ad in a newspaper for au pairs in America. And I jumped on the chance. I couldn't get there quick enough. And it was both so exciting, but equally terrifying. But so I moved to a small town in New Jersey, just outside of New York, as an au pair for a year. Now, the only downside to this amazing adventure was that I wasn't able to go home for the year. And my mum and I were very, very close, and I was 18, and the thought of not seeing my mum for a year really took a lot of getting used to. But what we found is that by being apart, we would write letters. And in a funny way, we actually ended up closer through our letter writing. And I always remember, going to the mailbox every day to see whether I had one of those airmail envelopes that was paper thin and filled with sheets and sheets of this paper thin airmail paper. My mum would write all these and then I would write back. And I still have the letters today, and they're so precious. But they don't take the place of seeing the person in true life, right? In person to person. And so I learned then the value of one-on-one and being together. And so, I really found that although those letters were fabulous, I really missed the opportunities to give my mum a hug and sit across the table enjoying a cup of tea and a piece of cake. That we would always go out and we would share a piece of cake. And the cake was always portioned. It was cut in half and portioned, because my mum always said to me, I ate too fast and I ate more than my share. So I really missed that. And so years later, I now live in Canada. I don't see my mum all the time, but those moments are precious. And so this year for Mother's Day, we are going to be hosting a very, very special afternoon tea here at the Manor that we want to invite you to join us with your mum to spend some really special time together. Now, we've all gone through COVID, and we all know about that separation. And so having time to spend with people we love is so important. And my mum is actually going to be here for Mother's Day this year. She's in England at the moment, but she's coming back. And so my mum and I are going to host our Mother's Day afternoon tea here at the Manor together, and we would love to invite you and your mum to join us. Now, we will be releasing all the information about tickets and exactly when the times, and it's going to be on the 14th of May, which is Mother's Day, here at the Manor, and they are going to all be released tomorrow to our email list first. So before we put it public, I'm going to send out my weekly email, and in that email will be all the information for you to book your space with your mum. So if you're not on our email list, make sure you jump over to our website and sign up. There's a place at the bottom, or I will put the link in the comments below here, so you can click on that link and then sign up for our email list. But that email will go out tomorrow, giving everyone on that email list the opportunity to book first, and then after 24 hours we will then release it out to everyone else on our social media. So we are so excited. I am really thrilled to be hosting it with my mum, because like I say, I don't see my mum all the time, and these moments are really, really special and very precious. And so if you would love to come and spend some really special, precious time with your mum, we would love to welcome you to the Manor. So watch your emails tomorrow, make sure that you sign up, and we would love to see you. All the details are coming soon. And Jackson's now fallen asleep on me, doing his little snoring. I'm going to enjoy my cup of tea, and then I'm going to get back to work. And I look forward to seeing you back here next week for our next episode of the Ladysmith Manor Diaries.